We use a lot of really cool different technologies here, and I want to get everyone's experience, or what worked, what didn't work, all that good stuff. So to kind of just just to kick it off, like you guys, maybe you could talk about what you went through, your process, what things you encountered, what issues.
I'd say on my end, it went real easy. I mean, it just kind of happened, it came together. We all worked together well. I know Josh, you want to share your tale?
Yeah, so I was the guy who was making it go to the Unity application, or from Unity to the ouya, and everything seemed to work pretty well as far as compiling it and building to an Android app and just treating it like any other Android product. That part was fine. What we were having trouble with was the controllers, and that was the biggest thing we ran into. Because in some way the way Unity recognizes it, I'm unsure exactly the exact details, but every time we tried to run it, it would crash. And so the only way we could get around that was to use our own like Xbox controllers and some generic controllers and go in via USB, and that was like 9 hours. So I mean, that was the biggest thing, if anything. But other than that, once we got everything going on, it was looking pretty good. We had like our benchmark, if you will, between what it could handle and what it couldn't. And so, other than the controllers, like that was really it. Like I'm gonna use it if I can get the ouya. Like,
the ouya it was a lot of fun to use the ouya and see what it's capable of, and we pushed it, pulled back, and I think we found it nice. I think we know like what we can do with 3D on that. Yeah. In terms of
Yeah, so when you guys showed on the difference between the ouya and the Mac, there was a pretty big graphical. So what kind of limitations did you guys run into when it came to just the graphics or that kind of stuff? Did you have to scale back some stuff, or any issues with that?
Quite a bit to get it to run even that well on the ouya, and also we were running it. If you couldn't tell, we did it kind of on purpose, but we lowered the resolution down to like PlayStation 1 resolution, just for fun. But it also helped the frame rate. You probably could have cranked it up a little more, but
yeah, a little bit. But I mean, you're not going to be like running Bloom and like terrain and all kinds of fancy graphical stuff. But for like 2D stuff, like you can get away with that really easily. 3D,
we had some intense scripts going for the gravity and things like that. So I mean, I'd say overall that we guys performed pretty well. Yeah, I think we had it running at 30 frames a second before we started adding more stuff in. So.
Very nice. So I mean, actually speaking of the hardware and everything, like Josh, I know you showed off a demo of one of the games and everything. Did you run into any type of hiccups with the graphic stuff, or
basically with these devices, it just comes down to the your pixel shader, and one major thing you can do, like I said, is lower the resolution. That's almost always the bottleneck on these things. Performance was pretty much about where I expected.
So, I mean, they said that they were having a lot of difficult times with the controller, but when you were speaking before, you said it was breeze. Did you did you encounter anything at all?
Yeah, the USB thing was what killed it for me. I mean, that's pretty much what wasted all my time. And also because I didn't have actually a way to deploy to the device. Because I was manually copying APK files, I couldn't actually test it and iterate and get my controller working. Otherwise, I could have been running around. Other than that issue, I found their implementation of the controller was pretty straightforward. Didn't see any, didn't have any other problems other than that. But the USB driver thing was just a showstopper.
Gotcha. Cool. Now, Devin, with your group, I mean, you guys weren't using Unity. You were using Construct, and a tool basically that didn't already have an existing extension to work with the ouya, and use Cocoon.js from Blue Dye to get it to work. I mean, what kind of things did you guys run into? What issues?
Well, luckily in our case, I handled most of the ouya part. The nice thing being, since we were trying to just go off of the standard, well, if you can call it a standard, I guess, depending on what Chrome feels like, but just kind of going off of something that would work both on the computer and on the ouya, meant we didn't ever have to test on the ouya till pretty much before we came down here to present, and everything just worked for the most part. I mean, there was a few glitches, but overall, taking advantage of HTML5 and not having to do any special plugins or anything weird like that, other than the standard gamepad plugin that was modified, made it really easy. We never had we didn't have to spend time up front at the beginning of this jam trying to get the Ouya working, or trying to get our stuff on the Ouya, or trying to figure out how the controller worked. Since it's so similar to the Xbox 360, so we just make the Xbox 360 work and we'll go from there.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I mean, the Cocoon.js launcher did make it extremely easy, especially with HTML5 and JavaScript, to just be able to like just go and test it instantly with no compiling, no nothing. So I thought that was a very excellent.
I've been playing around with the Ouya stuff for a week now, and I mean, definitely if you have something developed in Android, it's pretty straightforward. The only two things that it has is it's true that they have their own a little bit. They modified a little bit the standard API that they have for managing controllers, because Android has an API for managing controllers, so they just modified it slightly, that one. And the other thing that they have that I found like 2 days before coming here, it was that if you're using multiple activities, that it's something that for games is not very usual, but if you have apps, for example, it's quite usual that you just get one activity and then from one activity to the other and to the other. They changed the operating system and they made it very like destructive. So I mean, whenever you put an activity, you open the other one, this one is going to be killed. And in any other Android device, that doesn't usually happen. So in this operating system, it just kills it right away.
The process is terminated?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I mean, not the process itself, but the activity inside your application. So there can only be one activity at a time. So it's something that in the Android operating system it's said that it could happen, but it never happens. But in this operating system it always happens. So, I mean, it shouldn't be a problem for anyone. It was just something that I didn't know, and the documentation didn't tell anything about this. And yeah, I mean, I really think that it's really straightforward. The only thing that I think that they have to improve the documentation a little bit, and definitely connecting the device to the controller to your PC would be a great option.
Yeah.
Definitely, because it just eases the process. You don't need a Ouya device to develop. Actually, you can do it with an Xbox controller. That's how I did it without having the Ouya, but it would be great to have it. Definitely.
So overall, your experience, just working with the Ouya and just developing an extension for it kind of was
very
pretty smooth, right?
Very good. But it's true that you get the resolution problems because of the GPU that they have, and so if you lower the resolution, you get much better performance. Games that we have it in a Tegra 3 running at 60 frames per second here was like 25, 30, and it was just a matter of the resolution was high def, so definitely it just goes a little bit lower. But yeah, it's pretty straightforward.
Cool. So you guys right here, I know you guys were working on like multiple games simultaneously or something. So what was your guys' experience with that, with just doing the Ouya and everything?
In terms of connecting the controllers,
They're good.
I think we found that using the Ouya controller was actually simpler than connecting the Xbox and stuff, because it was plug Bluetooth in, add the Bluetooth device, and it ran. As long as you had, and for instance, like with Unity and stuff. Once the driver was in there, it just automatically recognized it and it would run.
Cool. Very nice. How about you guys?
I was able to put in the programming for the controller, but I did the programming before I tested it, and I ran out of time. I'm sure that if I had more time, I could have solved it.
Yeah, and actually getting the actual idea for the gameplay actually took a while too, because the first time we scrapped the project because it was just like physics broke. But yeah, but this one was simpler and
we definitely tried to we got our inspiration for the game that we made by just looking at the Ouya and what it could do, and it was we started sort of from the controller and just what was elegant about it and what worked.
Cool. So I think that's kind of interesting that you said that you basically got your idea based around just the device itself. I mean, like you guys over here, is that how you guys thought of your idea? I mean, obviously we had a theme which was stuck together, but it was just kind of
theme 100%.
Theme 100%. Okay, cool. How about you guys over there? Was the themes that were kind of led the way, or?
We want to make something multiplayer because that's one of the advantages of being a console is supporting local co-op as opposed to like a single player game. So that was kind of more fun to just support a single controller for it. But there's definitely a combination of the theme and trying to focus on something for the Ouya.
Very cool. So anyone have any final thoughts about their experience or just the Ouya or Cocoon.js, anything? Everyone's happy? Oh yeah. Awesome. Well, yes, that's it for the postmortem. Once again, I think we should definitely, even though there's no ouya people here, let's give them a round of applause for them. And of course, a huge thanks to Lulai for sponsoring the event and just coming and building the extension and getting HTML5 working with the ouya. So, yes, come on. So the final thing, and I'll let you go soon. The final thing is we'll do a raffle. I know. Hopefully, I got everyone in there. Is everyone in? Okay, good. So there's gonna be 3 things we're giving away. I know you wanted to take pick them out. So the first thing we're gonna be raffling off is a hoodie. We have 3 of them. So actually, he wanted to pick it out. Let him do it. There you go. That way we can chase him down, not me. Pick the right victim. And this is for the first hoodie. Little drum roll. Nothing. There we go. There you go.
Nice.
For the second hoodie.
Tom McGee.
Nice.
The third hoodie.
I can't believe this is happening. This is great.
Oh, hey.
Nice. Woo!
And the big one. This is for the ouya.
The ouya console.
Big one.
Colton.
Nice. Beautiful.
Awesome. Well, once again, I greatly appreciate you guys all coming. I hope you had fun. And we're going to be planning lots more events coming for July. So make sure if you're on the meetup page, and if you're not, to join it, because we're going to be making sure everyone's aware of them. And yeah, once again, hope you had fun. And thanks for coming.
Definitely, and be sure to sign up on our Twitter account if you're already on Twitter, IGDA_Sacramento. Be sure to follow us. We'll be keeping a lot, like he's mentioned, a lot is happening for July. I already got some confirmation on 2 big speaker guests, so more to come soon. So thanks, guys, very much.